Hey everyone, it's Katie Novak and Catlin Tucker, and we are here to answer questions about our upcoming book, UDL and Blended Learning. And we received a really great question that says, how do I convince decision makers and administrators to see the connection between UDL, blended learning, and flexible learning? And, as a former administrator myself, I always just think about how important it is to build learner autonomy. We talk about 21st century skills and future ready skills and college and career ready skills and transferable skills, whatever you want to call them. We're competing with robots, and we need to make sure that our learners are self-directed. And when COVID-19 happened and students were no longer required to be in classrooms, a lot of learning was disrupted because there was a recognition is that for many learners, they're incredibly dependent upon adults to not only facilitate their learning, but to provide those learning experiences. And, what we need is students who can set their goals and go in some ways, in developmentally appropriate ways, of course, direct their own learning and figure out, how do I learn this? What materials do I need? How am I going to show or know that I've made progress? And then how do I, essentially change my approach based on what I know? And that is something that is built just like our academic standards, is we really need our students to learn how to be learners. And UDL is all about really building in like this cycle. Mike Anderson calls it choose, do, review. Is I'm providing this flexibility and these options. I want you to try these out and then reflect on, was that the best thing for you? And then also there's this really amazing opportunity for teachers to support that reflection and provide feedback. And yet one of the biggest barriers to that is, how do I do that? How do I get time with small groups of students or individual students to help them reflect on their decisions? And so a big connection here is to blended learning. So Catlin, do you want to talk a little bit about that?
Yeah, I think it is this blended learning is all about this gradual release over the responsibility for learning to learners. And there's a lot of skill building that happens in that. And I would also say from my perspective, thinking about teachers too, and administrators, right? Administrators want to keep great people in this profession. And one of my fears this year is that it's been so exhausting and so demanding that we are going to lose good people from education, which quite frankly, I don't think we can afford to do. And so as administrators are thinking about their teachers, there's this really clear link in the research between job satisfaction and feelings of self-efficacy and confidence in their abilities and their engagement at work. And so how do we prepare teachers with this mindset, skill set, and tool set that allow them to be flexible regardless of the teaching and learning landscape? Because yes, the pandemic was awful, but that may not be the only time learning is interrupted. And we want teachers to feel high levels of confidence working with students, engaging them in student-centered learning experiences, whether that is in class, online, or a blend of the two.
So I love it. So it's about preparing students to be learners, which again creates a much more efficient model for teachers to do what they do best by working with small groups of students and providing feedback and just having more time to build those relationships while leveraging what technology is best at some of the time.
Right. Which is very different than what we're good at, right? Like, let's you lean on tech to do what tech does well and free us up to do what we as humans do well.
Perfect. So you can learn more about the connection between UDL and blended learning in our upcoming book, which will be available at the end of May, UDL and Blended Learning in Flexible Learning Landscapes.